Welcome back to Shifted. I'm actually inside the Petersen Museum. Now this is an iconic place with iconic cars. I'm gonna have a look and I'm gonna take you for a look too. Well, here's something pretty cool. It looks like a 1966 custom Barracuda. I don't know what the story is, but a lot of times you could just look at the placard and find out. 66 Barracuda. Well, this is commissioned by Plymouth. This is a 66 Barracuda, and it's like a full custom. The crazy thing about it is the paint. Man, the quality, I can appreciate the quality of beautiful paint, and that is gorgeous. Really well done, really nicely integrated side pipe. Back in the day, automobile companies built customs, and this is a custom version of the first generation Barracuda with the big back window, sleek styling, and believe it or not, predated the Ford Mustang as the original kind of compact little muscle car. So, Barracuda, Gen 1. Hey, I feel like I'm a curator here at the Petersen Museum, so welcome to the Petersen Museum. Hopefully I'll be able to take you around to see some more stuff. Now here's a stablemate as far as the first compact kind of muscle car. It's a GT350. Now I'm sure most of you guys know that GT350 was a Shelby Mustang. You can tell by the side scoop. The stripe of course says GT350. And the rear window where the louver panel goes in the C-pillar, or B-pillar actually, the rear fastback. We saw the exact same car cruising PCH yesterday. Beautiful car. I have to say that the Mustang is probably a more attractive car than the Barracuda, even though they both debuted at about the same time, this of course being a first generation Mustang. 65 or 66? This is also 66, just like the Barracuda. Which one do you guys like better? I'm gonna choose the Mustang even though I like Mopars, because that is just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful car. What else do we have here?
What'd you find?
This is just some kind of concept car. It's like a one-off by some artist. So it's one guy's vision of what a car should be. Probably not mine though, but it is cool. I want to see something that catches my fancy. What's this one? Ford Shelby GR1. These are again a bunch of manufacturing concept cars. This is like a Ford Shelby of some sort, and I really can't explain much about them because you either know about them or you don't, and I don't. So they're just one-offs and show cars, basically. So what we're going to do is kind of walk around the museum a little bit and see if we can find production cars or production-based custom cars, and not like one-off, like show cars. Over here we've got a couple of TV and movie cars. Everyone already knows what this is. This is the Eleanor Mustang, and that was not the original Gone in 60 Seconds. It was the remake with Nicolas Cage, where they featured this car, the Eleanor car, probably one of the more famous Mustangs, if not the most famous Mustangs ever built. So super cool. Next we have another little icon of TV. This is the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine. Like our teenage hippie friends solving crime and mysteries, we get in the Mystery Machine, and the criminal would say, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids. So there you go, Scooby-Doo. So here's something that I didn't know. I just checked out the placard because I couldn't recognize the van, and then said it's a Bedford van. Now, Bedford vans were made in England, and it was Bedford trucks, Bedford vans, and stuff like that. I remember them from my days in New Zealand, and I was not expecting the Mystery Machine to actually be a Bedford van. So there you go. Crazy, huh? So here's an icon from a bygone era, Herbie the Love Bug. You can recognize it anywhere. This thing was made famous in a whole series of movies. I think they were Disney movies. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they were. The car was a VW Beetle, obviously, but it did amazing things on the track. It would seem to get more and more like unrealistic and crazy as the series progressed with remakes and sequels. So there it is, Herbie the Love Bug. I wish I knew what was under the back hatch, which is where the power plant lives in a VW like this. Well, this is a Type 1, I think they refer to it as, and most affectionately known as the Beetle, or Bug. Anyone knows what this is. The car's name was Kit, and it was kind of something that foreshadowed AI, because the car is basically an AI machine that talked to the driver. Now, the driver was none other than the famous David Hasselhoff, the Hoff. And he rode around in this thing as some kind of secret agent or like law enforcement guy, solving crime using his intelligence augmented by Kit right here. The car could do all kinds of crazy stuff, launch things, launch itself, launch bad guys into the air. Kit. If you haven't seen the show, I think it still lives on in syndication, so you can check that out. Iconic, 3rd gen Firebird. Kit from Knight Rider. Okay, we're gonna do one more movie car. Like a lot of you guys are not gonna recognize this, but I do. This car is from a TV show called The Green Hornet. I'm not sure if the car itself had a name. Oh, the Black Beauty. Now, the guys that rode around in it were like vigilantes, super rich guys with a really cool custom-built car, solving crime and making the world a safer place for everyone. One of the obscure facts about this is the show also starred Bruce Lee himself. And he would do martial arts and just basically blow the doors off of anyone that gave him any trouble. So if you're a Bruce Lee fan, and I am, and you want to see more Bruce Lee action, check out The Green Hornet, and those old reruns can be found on YouTube and stuff like that. Pretty cool. Bruce Lee.
Oh, The Green Hornet?
Yeah.
I was about to guess the Blues Brothers.
Okay, let's do one more. This is the Back to the Future DeLorean. That was the thing that took you back to the future. It was a special time machine car. I don't really need to tell you anything more about that because it's probably one of, if not the most well-known movie car of all time. Check it out. How can you not like this if you like custom paint? All of these lowriders show an immense amount of work and an immense amount of talent and an immense amount of details. There's a bunch of cars like this. Now, I gotta be honest with you, when I was in high school, I didn't have appreciation for lowriders because I was a hot rodder and they really didn't gel that well back in that era. But car culture has changed, it's grown up a lot, just like you won't have Mustang versus Camaro rivalry at the same level like you did back then. You don't have hot rodder versus other interested areas of like automotive hobby. And if you check it out, like this custom paint work, if you have done paint work, you would appreciate that this takes an enormous level of craftsmanship. So let's go take a look at some lowriders. Wow, every square inch of this car is totally custom, totally touched on, and totally cool. This is a Chevy Bel Air, it looks like, or, you know, it's a Tri-5 Chevy. Totally detailed, awesome custom paint job, multi-layered flake. It is just unbelievable. Look at the brakes on that thing and suspension. And behind me is a car I don't even really know. I think this is an earlier Chevy. And see what the emblem says here. I don't know. The placard might be the clue. 1950 Chevy. So I was pretty accurate about that. I couldn't really peg the year. Freiberger probably could have picked that out like that. But once again, heavy use of flake and pearl paint. It's just really, really cool. It's a cool lowrider. I hope you enjoyed that thing, and I want to go over here and look at a couple of other ones. All right, here it is. I knew there had to be one. This is a 63 Impala, and to me, that's basically the quintessential lowrider basis is going to be this generation of Impala. That's what I remember seeing. That was the car everyone wanted, and you could see why. The car's body lines just kind of lend themselves to the whole low and slow kind of look. It's got the classic true spoke wheels and small tires, which is the way they were set up. Hydraulics, of course. A two-horn injected small block Chevy. That's kind of an unusual thing, but that's what it is. Look at the engraving and all of the work on the engine. That's super cool. It's, of course, got the flake multicolored paint job. Beautifully rendered on there. If you look at the lines and how straight all of that is, the craftsmanship is unbelievable. Inside, the thing is like really glitzed out as well. It's got the whole light package across the full-length console, the bucket seats, kind of like a saddle-style upholstery. This is a lowrider, 63 Impala. I'm going to close with this. This is the quintessential hot rod. This is a Deuce Ford 32, and that was the first year of the Ford D8, if I got that right, which I think I do. You can tell it's a traditional hot rod built a long time ago. I think this car was built in the late 40s, featured in Hot Rod magazine and a lot of TV shows like Happy Days, for instance, which is a very super popular show on one of the big three networks. You can see it has drum brakes, it's got these teardrop headlights, fenderless, old school radius arms in the front, iconic hot red paint job. This, folks, is your hot rod prototype. And like cars were built for decades and decades, and even rat rods till today, the style is timeless.
All right, so the other day I was scrolling Instagram and I see Steve's post about a Q&A, so I was like, oh, let me say something just to get him a little fired up. So I kind of made a comment. I said, let's do a little four-door showdown, Enforcer versus the Crew Cab Chevelle. And apparently Steve took that to heart, so he's ready to go. And I kind of was just joking, but now I'm a little fired up. I feel like it's given me the motivation to get a little bit more work done because I've been distracted by my other Jeep projects and stuff, and I think it's time to get a little work done on this thing, maybe upgrade the fuel system. I'm a little worried about sloshing and running lean with the EFI, so I'm gonna do a little work, and I think we got a nice little race coming up.
Here's the great part about this whole car show thing is my buddy Alex Scola came as well, and it's really good to catch up with old friends and old car friends too.
Heck
The
yeah.
Chevelle.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm stoked to be out here. I mean, Wiley and I have been working a little bit with Donut lately, which has been really cool, and so it's fun to come to an event, and I was glad that you were coming down for it.
Okay, Jack, let's get right down to the elephant in the room. We did our Q&A, and you called me out with the four-door versus four-door.
Well, it only felt natural,
barroom
right?
brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I've got a little wimpy 318 and you've got an LS3.
Oh, you're the one that's always talking up the 318.
Well, I mean, you got me there. I can't argue with that.
Well, it could be fun to do a little shootout thing. You know, we don't necessarily have to drag race. Maybe we do a little autocross or something.
My car did beat a late model Charger, like police pursuit car. So
Oh.
does that scare you?
Well, you know, I got the hand-me-downs from Lucky, so.
Well, I know.
all
It's actually pretty good. And I boxed the control arms in this car with the gas welder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It would be now.
the only thing, though, I would have to address my fuel system because my tank, I don't have any baffling in my fuel tank, so I would probably have to kind of address that.
My differential exploded. So
Oh, and the Enforcer, really?
yeah.
Dang.
But I just ordered a new limited slip, so that's not shipping until April something, like in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Then I get that back on the road. Meanwhile, I have to drive my gas hog Durango around. But it would be super fun.
All right, well, I got a proposition for you.
Okay.
If I beat you, you got to help me do an interior makeover on the Chevelle, and then maybe also help me straighten out like some of the bumps and bruises along the way. Maybe we could do a little body work.
I guess, but
'Cause that's kind of like my weakness is body work, and I know you're a little bit.
what if I win?
I don't know. You tell me.
You just consider that way out of the realm of possibilities. It doesn't even matter. You might as well promise me the moon, bro.
If you win, you got me for a couple days. I'll help you wrench on something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yep.
And any other kind of rules or stipulations? Like, I'll even impose a self-imposed rule.
Okay, what's that?
I will be stock short block,
Okay.
and I'll be iron heads,
Okay. Well,
factory iron heads.
I'm not gonna do any engine work. I'll do that
Okay.
because you know we don't have the Motor Trend money rolling in anymore. So
No, I know. I
we're
was
balling
like,
on a budget.
I was stuffing my pockets with so much coin that I was weighing my pants down. I've got to have this big leather belt left over from the, but now there ain't nothing here but pocket lint. I don't know.
All right. Well, we'll figure out some you know, budget, you know, normal guy kind of
Yeah.
upgrades, and we'll do a little shootout thing. I think it'll be fun.
No, it'd be super fun and kind of exciting too. I'd love to see
It's also
how
motivating
they compare.
too, you know.
Yeah.
Motivating to get some work done.
So we won't promise an exact date, but probably sometime in the summer or late summer, by the time we get the whole thing rolling, and
Yeah.
then it'll be the shootout. Four-door crew cab Chevelle versus the Enforcer.
Four-door showdown.
Yeah. I have belief. I have faith. I think I can take him out. I'm just going to take that 318 Enforcer and just show Alex what good old Mopar power can do. Or maybe not. We'll see. We'll find out when we actually race the cars.